Well, adding to the rich experience of Old Town, Lapis Room is a vibrant art center that is dedicated to providing thought-provoking and beautiful works of art right to the Albuquerque Old Town district. Well, they're doing just that with their next show, Iconic, is a group art show curated in collaboration with Fusion. And we are joined this morning by the Deputy Director for Lapis Room, Meg Grugerich, as well as the artist, Joshua Patterson, telling us more about his works as well. Welcome to you both.
Thank you.
Yeah, and this is a great, we've kind of said it on the program here before, a great experience for those, that stop by the winery, and then you can kind of mosey on into Lapis Room, and then you're just treated by some wonderful works of art, and you can just take it all in on so many levels, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So, Josh, let's start with you. Let's kind of talk about your artistic process.
Okay.
And some of the characters in your work.
Some of my artistic practice comes from being Chicano, born and raised in Albuquerque, New Mexico. My artwork comes from the idea of using what have become characters, using the subject matters of art and justice in that, and giving them a face to when you talk about that topic of what art looks like in culture or what art looks like in our city, but also on the same realm of going into it and talking about what justice looks like in our community and what justice looks like in that realm for our culture as well. And I think it's been easy to develop characters to do so and do that and use their relationship in different pieces to tell that story of what it looks like for us.
Yeah. Spray paint, kind of one of your mediums that you use, correct?
It's my main medium. Growing up, for me, I idolized graffiti culture. All my friends that did graffiti, part of graffiti crews. My cousin, Speed One, is a big local graffiti artist here in town. Some of those people, being inspired by what they did with spray cans, gave me the challenge to see what I can do with that same format and find my identity within that era of people and that era of influence, and kind of making sure I honor what they have paved way for us to have here in culture these days. I think you see spray cans and street art used so much to not only fight on behalf of topics like what you see within our culture and our community and political issues, but still using those same formats of mural artwork, artwork that has an influence and that has a direction that's going to speak up on behalf of people. I think all those things kind of draw from street art and what you've seen from the 80s and 70s with activists, and kind of keep my same idea of honoring what they've done with it.
Sure, yeah. Meg, let's talk about the collaboration now with Fusion.
Yeah. Dennis Gromelski, the director and owner over at Fusion, invited us to hang the show. They have a beautiful space over there. They have really tall walls. So for artists like Josh that like to paint big and have this kind of epic art, it's a great space to hang. And they always have something going on over at Fusion, so it gets a lot of eyeballs on the art over there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for folks wanting to check out Iconic, how are they able to kind of do all this?
We are holding open gallery hours every Saturday in August. Otherwise, they can go over to Fusion during any of Fusion's public events. They have tons of events. They're always doing a lot over there, and you can find out when those are on their website. Yeah.
All right. After this showing, what's next for you, Josh?
I think what's next for me is to just keep developing this idea of where I'm going with my artwork and making sure I honor, again, my community and myself as a Chicano man, and finding myself getting deeper into that and falling more in love with who I am. I think what it took for me is it took a lot of unfortunate events to get where I'm at, where I feel like an artist that I got to really become a big fan of, named Joe Tillery, out in New York in the 80s. He did a series called Chicanos Invade New York, and he talks about that series a lot, how that's where he found himself as a Chicano man when he got away from LA and was in New York by himself. And I think that's what I've learned to do over the years, is to refine myself as a Chicano man. I think after high school I got involved in a lot of things that took away from who I was. So now it's almost like I found this treasure that I hold on to dearly, and anything that has anything to do with my culture, who I am, my city, my community, and however I can use art and justice to speak on behalf of that, that's where I find myself going in the future, and keep finding myself delve into that and keep going that way with it.
All right. And again, this is a treasure that we can all kind of partake in. The dates is open now up until when?
It's up until September 22nd
Okay.
at Fusion.
All right. Well, thank you both for joining us. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah.